SHW pre-show.
SHW, this is our wrestling.
You think you could walk all over me, but I don't see that happening. We're warriors who strike terror into the hearts of others without warning.
And now, the voices of Southern Honor Wrestling.
Brandon Benefield, Gerard Bonner, and Diana Michelle.
Fight our way to
What's going on, everybody? It's that time of the week. You know what that means. It's time for your favorite podcast. This time we're live from the Action Building. I'm Brandon Benefield. This is, of course, the great GB Gerard Bonner and the lovely Diana Michelle.
Hi.
We are V3, and we're coming at you for SHW73.
Yes,
this
sir.
is your official pre-show. The doors are about to open any second,
Yes.
and the Action Building will be flooded with our family and our SHW faithful.
Yeah.
And you guys, we've been building up for this. We're a week behind. You know, we started the second
Yeah.
Friday
Right.
of the month, and so
Right.
we've had to wait that extra week. But we've been chomping at the bit. We're excited. We're ready to go. Are you guys pumped? I'm pumped.
I'm completely pumped. Look, we've got 2 title matches tonight, and we got half of the title of tag team champions versus half of somebody who claims to be tag team champions going at it tonight. So it's going to be a hot match. It's going to be a hot night. I'm ready.
Yeah, and by the way, as we get all of these things together and the people are getting ready to get in, it's a good time to say happy 5-year anniversary
Yes.
to the
I was about to
SHW
say-
podcast.
I was about to say Mother's
I
Day.
mean, happy Mother's Day, too, to all the moms. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy anniversary.
All the moms, and we love mom. Listen, there's no world without moms,
That's
right?
right.
There's
No
a lot
world
of
at all.
celebration going on.
A lot. That's
Yeah.
what we do. But, yeah, 5 years for us here at the SHW podcast for what was just kind of supposed to be something to get us through the pandemic. It has become
Yeah.
a fixture here
That's
at
right.
Southern Honor. And so congratulations to you guys. And thank you for all of you who tune in every week to check us out, whether you're watching us live or listening to us, wherever you're listening to us. It's going to be a great way to celebrate here. 5 years, and we're preparing a big show for tonight.
That's right.
Absolutely. We've got a couple of title matches. We've got a big, giant grudge match with Sunny Days and Matt Griffin. But we also, not only are we celebrating various things here tonight,
Yeah.
we're also starting the road to the Rumble Jack. The 7th annual Rumble Jack is coming up in August.
Yeah.
And tonight we have 2 big qualifier matches. Let's talk about a couple of those. We have Byron Young returning tonight. He debuted last month.
Yeah.
It was kind of a short-lived debut as
Yeah.
the Infantry were in a very foul mood.
Yes.
Byron Young and his tag team partner did not last very long in that match, but Byron is here in singles action. He'll have his hands full again tonight because he's taking on former Jake the Snake Legacy champion, Hollywood Hunter James.
Yo, I think Hollywood Hunter James has a taste of that title, and I think he wants it back. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what better way than to take over this match and qualify for the Rumble Jack so he can run through that and get another shot at the
I heard you say it. I heard you say it.
She did say it.
at
She did say it.
the Jake the Snake Legacy title.
He's going to chop this up. I'm just telling you now. That's going to
That's
happen.
okay, because I can chop him up. It's fine.
Wow.
It's fine.
Wow.
He gives me more ammunition than needs to be said. So it's fine. It's fine.
There you go.
That was a little bit of a slip of the lip, but we're good.
Well,
We're good.
I don't know if it's a Freudian slip or not, but what I do know is the road to the Rumble Jack begins tonight, and the Rumble Jack has really taken on a life of its own. It was already one of the biggest shows of the year for us because it meant that somebody would get an opportunity at the SHW Championship. Last year's Rumble Jack is where all the rules changed, where the winner got to call their shot for any championship of their choosing. Of course, we know last year's Rumble Jack winner was Carly Bravo. He called a shot for the Tag Team Championship. So to what you were saying, it's very, very possible that Hollywood Hunter James would want to call his shot for the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship if he qualifies tonight and gets into the Rumble Jack. But then there's Byron Young. And this is kind of the wild card in all of this because whenever you're dealing with someone who is relatively new to the company, almost anything can happen. We've seen in times past rookies defeat legends on their way to the Rumble Jack.
Right.
I won't say this too loud.
Oh.
Golly, right on cue.
Hi.
I almost said it. I
There he
almost
is.
said it.
Hey, buddy.
So let's just say this. Let's just say that on the way to the Rumble Jack last year, a rookie found their way in. Will Byron?
Oh, no.
See, I wasn't trying. I mean, I was trying to make a point about the potential for Byron Young. I wasn't trying. Man, see, this is what happens when you just state the facts. But either way,
Don't
Byron
upset
Young,
the decision maker.
but
now.
yeah, I
it
know. Well, wow, he could decide on a new commentator. Jeez, my bad. Byron Young, you have a great opportunity tonight, and I think Hollywood Hunter James has to be very, very careful because if he looks past Byron Young can shock the world tonight and punch his ticket into the Rumble Jack.
Well, in all fair, we did not get to see a whole lot of what Byron Young could do
We
last
didn't.
night at all. I mean, he was barely in the ring. So
that gives Hollywood Hunter James perhaps a disadvantage,
right?
Because
he
if
doesn't
you
know.
if you're trying to think about this, Byron Young for whatever reason qualified to get into the qualifier, right? So there's something that he has to offer. We'll find out what it is tonight, and could he be one of the many participants in this year's Rumble Jack later this year?
On that note, a couple other guys who might be have the big opportunity to get into the Rumble Jack. That's the Kenway and Joey Hyder. Joey Hyder, we've seen a couple of times here in action. He impressed us last year, filling in as part of Les Faithful. And then, of course, he took on Alex Kane not too long ago.
Yes.
And you know what? A lot of people thought he didn't stand a chance against Alex Kane, but he actually kind of gave him a run for his money.
He did.
Got real technical. It turned into a real technical matchup.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to see Hyder back here tonight. Will Hyder Mania run wild against the Kenway? We'll find out coming up here in just a little bit.
I'm excited about Hyder. I thought he did very well the last couple of times he was here. I mean, he's very technical, which to me, I'm not going to say that because that's crazy. That's not even what it is. Yeah, I am. This Jake the Snake Legacy title seems to me to be the technical wrestler of the year title. I guess you could say because Chip Days had it.
I could agree with that. It's the
Kyle
Wrestling
Matthews.
Man's Champion.
I mean,
for
it
sure.
is. It's exactly the
Yeah.
Wrestling Man's Champion. So
Yeah.
Joey Hyder has a great shot at taking that title, or actually qualifying to compete for that title.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because the Kenway earlier this week went onto the socials to tell the world if he made it to the Rumble Jack and won, which championship he would go after. Because I was wondering, would he potentially be looking at the SHW title? But he was very clear.
Yeah.
He wants to get his hands on the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship. So just think about it. Literally all four of the men potentially qualifying could have a shot at that particular championship. So this particular match, I think, has the chance to steal the show because you've got the Kenway who has spent time in the Rumble Jack, two previous Rumble Jacks. Joey Hyder has never done that. And Hyder has been looking for opportunities to be able to punch his ticket onto this roster and get championship gold. He's very, very focused. And given what the Kenway went through just a couple of months ago against Austin Towers, I'm not sure the mindset that the Kenway is in right now. So this could be the perfect time for Joey Hyder to come on in, take advantage of the Kenway, and punch his ticket to the Rumble Jack in August.
Absolutely.
There's been a lot of talk so far about the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship.
There has been.
Last month, we had a 7-man gauntlet match to determine a new #1 contender for the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship. Of course, we would see Alexander Lev win that match. He will face Kyle Matthews here later tonight. We'll talk about that matchup here in just a few seconds. But before we get there, let's talk about a couple of other guys that were in that matchup as well. Aaron Dallas, Rosario Grillo. That started, the feud started right away.
Yeah.
Basically what happened, Aaron Dallas very quickly defeated Rosario Grillo to eliminate him from the match. But the problem was Grillo stuck around ringside, interfered, caused Aaron Dallas to get eliminated from the matchup.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your grudge. Now we got this great singles matchup coming tonight. Aaron Dallas, Rosario Grillo, two former Nightmare Factory guys making their way here to Southern Honor, and we cannot wait to see this one-on-one matchup.
Classic case of talking the talk but not being able to walk the walk, which is what Rosario Grillo did.
A lot
He
of
did a lot of talking.
Yeah.
A lot of talk.
And he did not last maybe 2 minutes in that gauntlet match. And so, he stayed around and he took the cheap shot and caused Aaron his opportunity to win that gauntlet match.
I guess you say the big cannoli has a bit of a big mouth.
Well, there you go. Yeah, he does. Absolutely, absolutely. Let's see what he can do with all that talk tonight.
Oh, gosh, I hope he's not watching backstage.
We will certainly see what he can do, but I think what's also interesting about this is you said he needed to walk the walk as he talked the talk. I would argue that he did. Granted, he didn't win the gauntlet match, but he certainly impacted it in a significant way. Aaron Dallas had picked up 2 falls, had the most falls of anybody in there, but after Rosario Grillo was done with him, Aaron Dallas was done.
Right.
So Grillo, in a wild sort of way, has made an impression, kind of came in last month as a last-minute replacement, now has earned his way on the card in a one-on-one match against one of the fastest rising stars here in this company. And I'll tell you, for all the talk that Grillo has done, he might have picked the right time to go after Aaron Dallas. Aaron Dallas is starting to see red. He's a bit frustrated. I don't know. Well, I'm sure he wanted a shot at that championship and would not have minded battling Kyle Matthews. But now he's being sidetracked, and I wonder if that's just the case for Aaron Dallas. Is he sidetracked? Is he not focused? And does Grillo now have the opportunity to slide on in there and win this contest?
Oh, man. Well, we will see tonight for sure. And again, as we talk about the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship, let's talk about that huge title matchup. Kyle Matthews has been on a huge streak here with this title reign, this Jake the Snake title reign. Really just kind of writing a great chapter of the history books here in Southern Honor with this title reign. On the other hand, you have Alexander Lev, who has had one of the biggest years, the past years, of anybody that we know in recent memory. And has really just a complete 180 from what he was about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And now, you know, he had an opportunity at the SHW title, and he took Joe Black to the limit. A lot of people thought that wasn't possible, you know, and he did. He was this close to defeating Joe Black, which many people think is crazy talk. But we were here. We saw it. You guys watched it on IWTV. You saw it. Well, now he has another opportunity at Gold here in Southern Honor Wrestling. This time it's Kyle Matthews Championship, the JTS Legacy title. This one's had everybody buzzing for the last month.
This one's going to be hot.
Chomping at the bit for this one.
This is going to be so hot. I'm so glad to see Kyle Matthews back in the house. He took the month off last month. Lev, in all of his Levness.
In all of his Levness.
Whatever is, he's got some momentum.
He does.
He's got a lot of momentum behind him right now. And Kyle, being he did take that month off, I say he took it off. He just wasn't here to wrestle. I'm sure he was working. But is he going to be able to stop that momentum? Is he going to be able to put the brakes on Lev? I don't know. But I mean, can Lev get past himself to actually win the match? I mean, he hasn't been winning, but he's been doing well. So it's anybody's game, honestly. But I don't want Kyle to lose this title match.
This is the proverbial rock versus the hard place, right? Like, this is that kind of match that you pay money to see, you travel hours to watch, and you don't want to watch on TV. You want to see it live. I mean, timing is everything in pro wrestling. And so you think about Kyle Matthews, who, fun fact, has won his last 7 one-on-one matches.
I mean,
the last time he lost a one-on-one match was SHW60.
That's a long
Today's
time.
73.
Wow.
All right? It's a long, long time. The flip side to it is anybody hotter right now than Alexander Lev? I mean, go back to December, where prior to that, he had to disband the Faithful. He couldn't call himself Faithful anymore. He was looking to figure out who he was. He sneaks in the back door in December, wins the #1 contenders match to become the #1 contender for the SHW Championship. Takes Joe Black to a place that nobody expected Alexander Lev to take him to. All of a sudden, the people love Alexander Lev. They're all faithful, all of the things. Lev now has his second title opportunity in the last 4 months.
Right.
That's unheard of. He won that gauntlet match, of course, last month, earning this opportunity. So now the question is, will Alexander Lev cash in on all of this momentum? It's kind of now or never, because if you don't do it now, when do you get another opportunity at a championship? The flip side is Kyle Matthews hasn't exactly lost a match lately.
Right.
And he finds a way. Think about this. Kyle Matthews is one of the few people to defeat every member of the Endgame. It's incredible to see that he's done that. So, Kyle Matthews has a lot going on for him, lots of ways to win. Literally, this is one of those matches that you can't pick them. I don't know who's going to walk out of here tonight, but this really could steal the show.
Absolutely. Man, it's going to be – I'm telling you, this card is just so
I'm
stacked
hyped about this match.
To bottom.
Good.
Oh, man. Well, Diana, you touched on it a little while ago. We have official SHW Tag Team Champions. They are the Infantry, Carly Bravo, and Sean Dean. But if you ask the Skulk,
nobody's asking them.
Liam Gray and Adrian Alanis, they've been going around town showing up everywhere else, posting all over social media with the tag team title belts physically in their possession, acting as if they are the true tag team champions.
Yeah.
We know they're not.
No.
However, what we do know is that Adrian Alanis will be here tonight in solo competition against Bad News and Tattoos himself, who is in a very, very foul mood. We saw him backstage a little while ago, and he is livid after the last couple of months
As he
not,
should be.
not being able to get their hands on their tag titles. So
They
here we go.
didn't get their hands back on their belts, their actual physical belts, but they did get their hands on Adrian Adonis.
Yeah.
That was ugly. It was pretty, but it was ugly.
It was almost like Liam Gray kind of sacrificed
Oh, he totally
Alanis
did.
Absolutely.
He totally
in
did.
order to escape with the title belts.
Yeah, he was already out the back door,
Yeah.
and Adrian's down face down in the mat with two in the back of the head. Is that what it is? Two in the head?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Two in the
he
back of the head
gone.
sounds scary.
Two to
It
the
does.
head, but yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they come from the back, hit him.
Yeah.
So whatever. He was gone. He was down. He was hurting.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So it's going to be something. And again, I happen to be across from Carly Bravo, and I'm just going to tell you now.
Yes.
Carly's my guy.
Yes.
Literally day one.
Yes.
Okay. Down since. And the question now is, you don't want to be across the ring from him when he's seeing red. I wonder, is he going to be able to keep his emotions in check now that he finally gets Adrian Alanis in the ring? Or is this exactly where Alanis and the Skulk want him? To be frustrated, to be aggravated, because I'm curious. If Adrian Alanis wins this match, can the Skulk now make a claim
No.
to be able to say we deserve an official tag team title match? After all, you pinned one of the champions.
Here's the
But
thing. They
they
had
did
their,
have a
they
tag
had
team
their title
title
match.
They did, but this is what I'm saying. They could get a rematch
I don't know.
if they're able to do it. And so the other thing is, the emotional part of Carly Bravo right now is being tugged on.
Yeah.
And so they may not have to win a match to just find a way to get a tag team title match just as a way to get their belts back. And if that's the only way they can get their championship titles back, this could work an advantage for the Skulk.
We'll see.
We
see
will.
later tonight. By the way, quick shout out to Rob Rod who's watching.
Hey,
yes.
Rob Rod.
Rob Rod. Good to see you
I
guys.
miss
sir.
you.
We miss you, pal.
Yes,
Miss
sir.
you so much.
Yes, sir.
Well, one thing I was going to mention, too, about Carly Bravo. Now, I don't know that Liam Gray is here to be in the corner of Adrian Alanis, but I do know that Sean Dean will not be here,
Right.
from what I
Oh, boy.
understand. However, we did get a chance to meet the new manager for Carly Bravo backstage.
King Bravo.
King Bravo making his
yeah.
debut here tonight.
Oh.
He'll be
Can't
accompanying
wait.
Carly Bravo to the
Such a
ring.
good-looking guy.
This is going to be fun.
Yes, the young Bravo will be
Yes.
making his way out here. So excited to see him. Excited that he'll be in Carly's corner here tonight.
sure.
So we'll see what happens in that matchup. It's got a lot of implications riding on it, as you mentioned, GB.
Absolutely.
Speaking of a lot of implications, let's talk about this other grudge match. It's almost like Southern Honor Wrestling has gone to war, basically, with none other than the self-proclaimed kingpin of Georgia wrestling, that being Matt Griffin, along with the so-called real GM of SHW, Gunnar Miller. They have done everything in their power to make life miserable for all of us around here at SHW.
Yeah.
But mainly Gary Lamb, who we haven't seen in months, and more specifically, Dylan Freimeyer and his favorite wrestler, Sunny Days.
Yeah.
So tonight, per Sal Renaro, the decision maker, after conferring with the matchmaker, Jake the Snake Roberts,
Yeah.
we have decided it's going to be Sunny Days versus Matt Griffin. And not just that, Gunnar Miller won't be able to interfere because he'll be handcuffed to that ring post right over there.
Right.
And on top of that, Sal Renaro will be the special guest referee. I'm so excited for this match to see that Kingpin. What was it, Diana?
Penguin.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he'll finally get what's coming to him, hopefully, courtesy of
And
Sunny Days.
I know last month I said it was like National Penguin Day or whatever, but
Yeah.
I learned this week while I was at work, working on my computer, that Thursday was National Donkey Day.
It actually was.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
true.
So-
That's true.
Well, we actually have a jackass that'll be in this
There we
matchup.
go. That's
Matt
what
Griffin.
I'm saying. We're celebrating all over
How
the
about
place
that?
here.
Eeyore, Eeyore. Isn't
Oh,
the
that's
noise?
very
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
That's very
It's like my
good.
Eeyore impression. I
Pin
don't
the
know.
tail on the donkey.
What's happening?
Pin the
I'm
tail
just
on the
saying.
Griffin. We should play Pin the tail on the Griffin. I love it.
Great.
I love it. You're onto something.
It must be something very, like, nothing's going on in Tyrone, Georgia, for him to have to rage war in Canton and everywhere else in Georgia, for that matter. I mean,
Yeah.
he just must be like, there's nothing going on.
He's all over the place, driving everybody crazy.
Everybody crazy. He's like a gnat.
So it sounds to me then like a lot of people will be behind Sunny Days tonight in the hopes that they can get their hands simultaneously and in a very unique way through Sunny Days to get their hands on Matt Griffin. We're going to see what happens. It seems as though Sal Renaro and Jake the Snake have figured out how to check every box here to take care of all of the potential ways that Matt Griffin could cheat, could do something to have interference. Here's the flip side of that. The last match that Matt Griffin had was December of last year. It was a death match.
Yeah.
And he won. So, in light of that, now, granted, Sunny Days is Sunny Days. This is not deathmatch rules. I don't know what Matt Griffin will or won't do, but I do know I'm here to watch a good whooping tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Sunny Days is going to do
Absolutely.
Well, here's the thing, and I don't know what's going to happen until it happens, but you mentioned it's not a death match that we know of. We don't know that it's a no DQ. We don't know that it's anything goes. However, we do know that Sunny Days' former tag team partner, Sal Renaro, is the special guest referee.
We do.
And something tells me he may be a little lenient with the rules, and so there may be some weapons involved. There may be some anything goes involved. We don't really know that.
Yeah.
I would like to kind of see that.
Yeah,
but we'll find out.
It'd be nice. Matt Griffin has waged war, to your point, and the war has gone for years, right?
Yeah.
Like when Action Wrestling wanted to somehow, they literally were going head-to-head with Southern Honor on Friday nights, and it was a war.
Right.
It was a war in front and behind the camera. And so we're at this point where now we never thought Matt Griffin would be in this building. Let alone did we never think that Matt Griffin would be in the building without a Gary Lamb here. But here we are in 2025. Right, with Gunnar Miller. So I have no idea how this is going to play out, but I hope, for the sake of this company, that Matt Griffin and Gunnar Miller get what's coming to them tonight.
Real quick, another shout out here. Shoot Taylor says, "Kill it, guys. Love y'all." He also says, "Hashtag bring back Shoot." Hashtag.
Yes,
we
hashtag,
agree.
Bring him back.
Bring him back.
You know what? We have kind of an in with the decision maker,
We
Sal
do.
Renaro. Maybe we'll put in a good word.
We
but
love you. We miss you.
Shoot Taylor is a star. I've said it for years. I can't wait to see him back here.
So excited that he's watching along with all the other Southern Honor faithful out there. So okay, well that brings us to our big main event tonight. The Southern Honor Championship is on the line. Killer weight, Titan weight, Joe Black, Austin Towers. Before we get into it, check out this hype video that got posted online on social media a couple days ago talking about this huge championship matchup. Oh my God! The Chief!
Wow!
Austin Towers!
But why? Wow! Oh boy!
The Kenway!
Oh my God!
Thrown into the guardrail. Wait, look at the champ! He gets caught by the Chief!
No!
The Chief, Austin Towers, just laid out our champion. What in the world are we seeing right now?
You don't get title shots for sneak this and sneak attacking like a hoe. So you know what you get? You get to earn your shot.
Let's be real. Your whole ass ain't been here for 3 years, and you think you gonna come in and just get a title shot with the homie Joe? It don't even go down like that. I've advised Joe not to give you anything until you prove yourself. And if you don't like what I'm saying, partner, come see me.
Austin Towers, walking away.
And Joe Black, victorious in a huge win.
Hold on.
Now wait, back up on the stage.
Oh my God. Austin Towers was told he had to prove himself, and he bloodied up Murder One. A statement has been made here tonight.
I dealt with your OG. I dealt with your youngling. Now it's time to pay what you owe. First time we fought 5 years ago, that Joe, even though I won, both of my arms were numb. Even though I won, I couldn't stand up on my own 2 feet. The Joe Black that I'm seeing right now ain't shit compared to the Joe that I know.
The champ from Haiti with love. But Towers is still on his feet.
I don't recognize you, Joe. I don't want the Dread Wolf. That's a bastardized version of the Joe Black that I'm seeing right now. The Dread Wolf struggled against Vlad. The Dread Wolf struggled against Kane. What the hell do you think the Dread Wolf's gonna do to me? Dig up the killer weight, bury next to everything that you love, bring it back to Kane, and face me! The killer weight was a mental construct that I created to get through all the trauma that I've been through in life at that point. The killer weight has been shot, the killer weight's been shot at, jumped, robbed, abandoned, beaten. So that's the man you want, Austin Towers. 10 whole years, you got frustration, you got anger, you got depression, all built in. It's gonna face you. Austin Towers, Joe Black, May 9th, killer weight versus Titan weight. I'll be your Huckleberry. But I warn you, Joe, I warn you, if you don't bring the killer weight, it's not gonna be a title match. On my mama, it's gonna be your funeral. Tower over!
Boy, I tell you what, if that didn't get you hyped up, I don't know what will. I mean, like I said, we've got a massive card capped off by that huge championship match. Southern Honor title, the killer weight, the Titan weight, Joe Black, Austin Towers. I mean, you saw the story right there. You've seen it play out over the last few months with Austin Towers, working his way through everybody from the hierarchy to get to that title, to get to that title match against Joe Black. And it's going to happen tonight. It's just a matter of a couple hours here, and we're going to see this matchup.
Austin's walking in something deep. I mean, he's different.
Oh, yeah.
He's way different. And I mean, and rightfully so. He's been putting in work. He's been doing his thing outside of Southern Honor. This might be a problem tonight. I mean, I have faith in our champion, Joe Black. I do. I have faith. But this might be a problem. And I do kind of agree with Austin when he said that he needed the killer weight. I don't know that he needed him or wants him, but I think we need the killer weight. And I'm excited to see that part of Joe Black come out tonight, because do y'all recall the matches that we had with the killer weight?
Well, you saw some in that video.
Yeah.
Do y'all recall?
I do.
Yes, exactly.
Here's the challenge with that. He was not the SHW champion during that time.
Could you imagine how?
And so,
and he wasn't as healthy as he is now.
And he wasn't as healthy as he is now. So, for me, the Dreadwolf has been incredible. I mean, the matches we've seen, Jackson Drake, which, by the way,
please
shout out Jackson Drake.
Thank you.
Who's made his way to Evolve. Shout out to Sean Legacy, an SHW original who was just on NXT this week. It's another reason why you need to be here in the house, because you see the stars today that end up on television tomorrow. And one of those stars should have been Joe Black.
Right.
Still should be Joe Black. And I just, I wonder the kinds of matches that Joe Black had, the match that sent Jackson Drake to Evolve and WWE ID, and the kinds of matches he's had, they've been like top tier.
Absolutely.
But that's as the Dreadwolf, as he's thinking his way through.
Yeah.
The killer weight is a completely different animal. And so it concerns me a little, because the killer weight can be unhinged.
Yeah.
The killer weight puts people through cars. The killer weight, destroys the ring and leaves you laying. The killer weight puts you through doors and all kinds of things. Will that person be needed to get past Austin Towers? Or will that work in the favor of Austin Towers? Because remember, you don't have to necessarily win the fight.
Right.
You only have to be 3
win the
seconds
match.
better. That's all it
Exactly.
takes. And so if for some reason the killer weight loses his focus, loses his balance because he's so emotionally driven, Austin Towers can step in and become the new champion tonight, which would just blow all of our minds.
It would.
But here's the other thing. About 5 years ago, these two guys battled out, and Austin Towers won.
Yeah.
That was 5 years
While
ago.
Joe Black was the killer weight. So maybe Austin Towers asked for the killer weight because he already has a win over the killer weight. Maybe he thinks he can beat the killer weight more than the Dreadwolf.
Maybe he does think that. Maybe Joe's got something for him, though.
I don't want to mess with Joe at this point. Again,
No.
he's healthier now than he was back
Ever.
then.
We sat right next to him last month, right
We
here
sure
at the commentary table.
We sure did.
And they got into it last month, and I thought, oh boy, does Austin Towers know what he's getting himself into?
Yeah.
And I think he does.
I think he does,
We
too.
talked about this on the podcast not too long ago. This is the Austin Towers that Joe Black always knew Austin could be.
Correct.
He was always trying to pull this out of Austin Towers.
Yes.
And finally, he's got this monster
Yeah.
of Austin Towers that's returned after, 2-3 years away.
Right.
And he's come back. You heard him on the microphone. When did we ever hear him on the mic before?
We didn't.
And, he's got so much to say, but also he's so dominant the way he ran through Kenway.
Yeah.
He took out Murder One.
Yeah.
He hit that massive choke slam on Joe Black there in that ring.
Sure did.
Just a month ago.
Sure did.
So, man, oh, man.
What I've noticed
I don't know.
With the whole him sitting at the table last month and watching that match, he was giving Austin Towers his flowers.
Yeah.
He was giving him his props for all the work that he's been doing and putting in and in the advancement that he's been doing. But it takes a confident man to sit here and tell everybody, the world, that this man who's challenging you for your title is doing the things that he needs to do to get that title. It takes a confident man to do that. And then he's not backing down from him. I swear, there's something about Joe Black. He is champion material.
Oh, for sure.
If you want to see a champion in anything, he's carved right there.
Yeah.
That is a champion right there. I don't know that Austin has that. That little something.
Wow.
I don't know that he has that.
It's going to be interesting. Austin, again, has done a lot of work away from this company, and it's very evident in the way that he's come back. But Joe Black has been doing the work as well.
Yeah.
And when we didn't think Joe Black could get any better, he has.
better.
This is the best we've ever seen him, and that is saying something. So the most focused Joe Black, the healthiest Joe Black, a championship-focused, head-on straight, eyes on the prize kind of guy, taking on the best version of Austin Towers we've seen. This is going to be a main event for the ages, folks. You do not want to miss what happens here tonight.
You've got about 30 minutes to get down here before bell time. Tickets are available at the door. Kids 10 and under are free as always. 261 Marietta Road, Canton, Georgia. We are in the Action Building, the home of Southern Honor Wrestling. This is SHW73, and fans, you are not going to want to miss this one. We've got a great crowd already filing in. If you're sitting at home and you're kind of wondering, what am I going to do on a Friday night? You got 30 minutes. Get on down here and join us, and we can't wait to see you. This is going to be one of those nights that we look back in SHW history and be like, remember that night?
Yeah.
Remember those matches?
Yeah.
Because every match on this card is it could be a show stealer
for
sure. And this main event, my goodness.
Yeah.
I just can't wait. Before we go, though, I do want to say, earlier we were talking about how Matt Griffin calls himself the kingpin of Georgia wrestling. Sometimes people might hear it as Penguin, whatever.
Sounds
But
like Penguin
I do
to
want
me.
to say that our buddy Rob Rod, he says the dingbat of Georgia
Dingbat.
wrestling.
Wow.
So that works too.
That works too.
We'll take
Wow.
that.
Well, there it is.
I think that's going to wrap us up here as DJ Tonics on the ones and twos, getting the crowd hyped here during the pre-show hour. But before we go, anything else for the fans?
We're good.
Make sure, of course, you're checking out our merch at ProWrestlingTees.com/SHWPod. Celebrate our 5-year anniversary by picking up some merch from your favorite podcast. We definitely appreciate it. Check out what Diana's got. Check out what I have. Check out what all of us are doing. And, again, get down here tonight.
Yep.
Because I promise you we're going to witness history together here at SHW73.
That's right. We'll see you down here soon. But until then, this has been
SHW.
And this is our wrestling.
Sure is.
In a world where grudges run deep and legacies are forged in pain, Southern Honor Wrestling stands on the edge of war. After being embarrassed,
I think that could be a record.
Rosario Grillo still looks to make a name for himself.
I am tired of you Gavones not giving me what I deserve.
Tonight, Carly Bravo seeks retribution while the Skulks still walk around with gold that doesn't belong to them.
I'm taking everything going forward.
Rep the set or expect the disrespect.
Tonight, 2 of these 4 men look to punch their tickets to the Rumble Jack.
Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while.
Kyle Matthews is writing his legacy in a title reign for the history books. But there's one name that promises to echo through the halls of greatness, and that name is Lev.
You're gonna get the Jake the Snake Legacy Championship.
Tonight, Matt Griffin has nowhere to run. With Gunnar Miller handcuffed to the ring post and Sal Renaro donning the stripes, Sunny Days looks to have his way with the self-proclaimed kingpin of Georgia wrestling.
I'm gonna be honest. This is the easiest job I've ever had. Yeah.
For months, the chief, Austin Towers, has brought war to the hierarchy. Now he stands at the door of destiny. One shot at glory. One shot at the Southern Honor Championship. But with the waking of the giant, did he awaken something worse? Did he awaken the killer weight?
It's not going to be a title match. It's going to be your funeral. Killer weight versus titan weight. I'll be your Huckleberry.
Welcome to my house. Baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go wild.
Pain, vengeance, legacy. Tonight, it's all on the line. This is Southern Honor 73. This is our house.
Welcome to my house.
It's my house.